Baruch Hashem. That Hashem continue growing. It's amazing, amazing. Every year I come back and I see amazing new things. We have Penny Backman, an amazing college campus. There's a Kolo now. Everything's growing here, Baruch Hashem. Unfortunately, though, we find ourselves in a difficult time for Am Yisrael. Time of tzarot. So, I'm coming from Eretz Yisrael, where it's not as easy as here at all. But one message that's for sure true is the Torah says that it's asur, it's a sin of the Torah to be afraid of people. It's halacha de'araisa, you are not allowed, it is asur to be afraid of a human being. Only Hashem. Because Hashem controls everything. If somebody is afraid of a person, so it means that person has shlita, that person has control, and Hashem doesn't. Which is kfirah. It's an impossibility if somebody has emunah to be afraid. I'm not saying if somebody comes, I'm not saying it, but it matters what level you get afraid. Meaning if you're afraid stam of a person, so then that's a sin. You're not allowed to be afraid. You have to have trust in Hashem that whatever happens, it's okay. One of my Rabbanim went to the Gedolei Hador in Israel a week ago. He went to all the Gedolei Hador. All of them were very peaceful. Not one was afraid. I'm not saying not to do actions. Adarabah, but you have to act. There's time to do things. If you could do things to help Am Yisrael physically, or davening, or learning, or doing things to protect yourself, etc. That's one thing. But the ma'aseh, the action in your heart of being afraid of a human being is asur. How are you afraid of him? If Hashem controls him and Hashem controls everything else, okay. We have to know that at the same time, Am Yisrael, when Hashem brings tzarot, we see in this week's parsha, Avram Avinu, Hashem said, if you are really with me at the Bris Ben Besarim, at the covenant He made to give them Eretz Yisrael, so your doros will be in Eretz Yisrael, and have the Holy Land, and if not, Hashem Yerachem. It's a time we have to make introspection, where we're holding ourselves, because every Yid is connected to each other. Kol Yisrael Revi Zeh Lezeh. Yeshua said when they came to Eretz, they came to the Holy Land in the beginning, they made a new covenant of Am Yisrael, which took them to a higher level of collective responsibility. As the Dubno Magid said, over here in Poland, we have starvation because the Yids living with their shiksa in Paris. We're connected. Everything is connected, one place and another place. There's a story is brought down from the Chazal that in the times of David HaMelech and Shaul HaMelech, big tzaddikim, David HaMelech, in the end, he was one of the Maaseh Merkava, one of the faces of the Shekhinah in this world, that Hashem's presence rested on him. The Sefer Tehillim were built from David HaMelech, everything, the Beis HaMikdash, everything. Our Judaism was constructed in a certain way, enhanced by David HaMelech till today. And David HaMelech, time and time again, him and Shaul, was a huge tzaddik, Shaul, despite the narrative of the Tanakh, which says so clear, when we mess up, Shaul was a huge tzaddik, huge tzaddik in him. And David HaMelech, time and time again, they had emunah. Who could have emunah like David HaMelech? But time and time again, there were tzarot in their dorot. There were Jewish people that were murdered, as Shaul died himself and his children at the hands of the Philistines. And lots of people, there's a lot of bloodshed in their time. But then in the time of Achav was a king who was a big Rasha Mushkit. He was so evil, he wanted to take the Jewish people and make them all idol worshippers. He killed the Chachamim, he killed the rabbis, he made persecution of our own people, he murdered so many Jews. He wanted to make idol worship in the land by force. And time again, he was mutzlach. Nobody was dying in Milchama. The Jewish people were mutzlach against the Goyim. What's the Yisod? Chazal explains on the Navi. When Am Yisrael is achdus, even if they're doing avodah zarah, even if they're doing the worst things, and they don't have emunah, apuch, they don't have any emunah, they don't trust Hashem, they're not doing mitzvah, they're not doing the right thing. but they're there for each other. They're there in the time of tzarot. I'm with you and you're with me, and none of us leave each other behind. We're all there for each other. They'll be mutzlach. They'll be successful. Time and time again. Am Yisrael, the Medrash says, is like a guna achas. That's what we want to be. You have one stick, you can break. You have a bundle, it's impossible. And that's the Yisod of Kol Yisrael, one of the Yisod. That if we're there for each other, with emunah shlema, and even if you're here in Florida, there's ways you can help. You can donate money, that's Allah. That's one way physically. You can help spiritually in so many ways. When a Yid is litchazek with Hashem, so over there in Israel, afuch from the story to do normal. Over there in Israel, there's Yeshua, that's Allah. So many Nisim, I've heard stories. Baruch Hashem, so many stories of Nisim. Even my Pini back in there's my cousin and his sister told me a story. I was just in Brooklyn on the way here. That there was a soldier, etc., and his tank blew up, Mamish blew up. And right beforehand, somebody gave him Tehillim. A rabbi gave him Tehillim to make tshuva. And when it blew up, the metal came into the Tehillim and didn't hurt him. And it's not, the statistical situation of us is basically impossible. Physically, if you understand the physical reality of where we're holding right now, it's a very, very, very serious situation. Shem Shomer. But time and time again, Am Yisrael has been like this over the Dorot, and we're still here. And even if it's kashay, we'll get through. But don't think, if in the end we're mutzlach, in the end the soldiers there, it's the only whoever, America, whoever comes and solves the problem, don't think it's because of them. It's the same concept not to be afraid of a person. In the end, it's from Hashem. Hashem gave them the koyach, B'ezat Hashem. He will give the koyach to whoever needs the koyach to get Am Yisrael through challenges, B'ezat Hashem, and to help us come, the Gula Shlema. Sometimes it's a bad thing to have. It's always, Am Yisrael is the type of people that we're looking for peace. Esau's bracha is the sword. Our bracha is the Kol Yaakov, our tefillah, our Torah. This is our koach. But sometimes, if Chas v'Shalom there's a fight and we're mutzlach, we're successful, sometimes it's a bracha in the skies. Depends which way it goes, and that determination is on us, on all of Am Yisrael. How we daven, how we make tshuva, how we learn. And the soldiers out there, I know they're asking everyone daven for us, everyone learn, everyone l'chazek. Seriously. I know in other wars, soldiers come and they say, thank you so much, because of you, and they see it. Our situation is not a physical situation. Eretz Yisrael, it's a war of spirituality, not a war of physicality. It's a spiritual situation, and our enemies know that more than us. Hamas said, we're sending so many rockets to Israel. Do you know how many rockets we're sending? The Associated Press or something asked them, why you guys keep sending rockets? They don't work. Like, you're sending lots of rockets, and they get, no one's getting hurt. Statistically, like, why are you doing this? You guys get killed more than the people you're sending, because as soon as you're sending rockets, they kill you, or the artillery or whatever, and you die. Why are you doing this? They said, no, you don't understand. Statistically, the rockets we have are not junk. They're going to populated areas. There's not time. It should keep working, but their God keeps saving them. That's what Hamas said, not us, not the rabbis. Hamas said their God keeps saving them. As long we just keep doing it because maybe their God will stop saving them. That's for sure. So we have to know that our enemies know this better than us. That the real thing we have is our Torah, our tshuva, our tefillah, our Kol Yaakov Yadayim Yedei Esau. And if B'ezat Hashem in Tampa, Florida, people can chazek and to daven for Am Yisrael, to learn for Am Yisrael. And Chas v'Shalom not to be porish from a tzibur. Somebody who separates himself from the tzibur is a very big problem. Says the Pirkei Avos. So one of those things is if you don't care if the tzibur has tzarot, and I'm over here, I'm fine. It's a very big problem. You have to feel Am Yisrael's in tzar. There are people mamish in tzar, and we have to grow. B'ezat Hashem, it could be an opportunity for us all to become better Yidden. B'ezat Hashem, and B'ezat Hashem we'll see Shiach Tzidkaseinu. Amen.
Amen.